So still speaking about accommodation, last week I talked about renting in Malta. So this week I'll be talking about buying a home in Malta, actually like the journey, basically, the journey to becoming a home owner as a non-EU, as you can see from the title. I mean, to be honest, it took a lot to actually decide to record this because I just felt it would be too much information and all. But I mean, at the end of the day, see, this life is just too short to be, just share as much as possible, encourage others, let people learn from your success stories, learn from your mistakes. And so that is why I'm doing this video. So if you have a job and you have ever thought about buying a home at some point, this video and a lot of other videos to follow is for you. Welcome back to my space. Thank you very much. Right, so yes, we are non-EU citizens. I mean, by non-EU, we are non-European citizens. For European citizens, like it works differently, but as a non-EU, a third country national, yeah, we got a house within actually less than 2 years of living in Malta, technically, right? We got a house in less. Why I say technically is because we actually purchased the house in 2019 February. Yeah, we purchased the house in 2019 February, but we did not move in until last year, until 2021 November, right? So you might hear people say, okay, it's really difficult, or you might think it's really hard and almost impossible to buy a house abroad, but trust me, it is easy with God. Right? Yeah, I mean, we are Christians, like I mentioned before, we are practical Christians. So for every move that we make, we like to ask for God's direction. Like he needs to actually tell us what to do. Like I mentioned before, we moved in 2017. As at 2018, we're not too sure if we're going to really settle here because we're not really want to jump around. It has to be God speaking directly. Like, trust me, you can never go wrong if God has actually directed that you stay in a particular place, wherever it is on this earth. As soon as we got that clear direction in December 2018, we decided to just, let's purchase a house. And then we started looking. We didn't have the 10% deposit. We didn't have the complete 10% deposit at the time. And my husband was the only one working. We're just saving a little above 400 euros per month or so. And of course he had his experience back home in Nigeria, but he was just really starting his career in Europe, abroad. So it wasn't like he was earning a very high salary at the time, right? But God just came through. I remember I was really running around trying to borrow the rest of the funds. No way, no single dime came from anyone. I really do not even know how we found favor, but God just came through. If we could get it, you would. In fact, you would even get much more, right? You would even get a better bargain and you get the one that is really meant for you, okay? All right, so today basically is just kind of an introduction. I'll be talking about, there will be a whole lot of other stuff to talk about regarding the process, okay? So today I'll just be mentioning a few benefits of buying a home in Malta. So one, obviously, I'm sure there are really, these benefits I will talk about are really obvious though, but I'll just be mentioning it again just so it would ring a bell. All right, so first of all, of course, it gives you peace of mind when you are in your own home. No one is coming to knock at your door asking for rent. No one is saying, oh, okay, you're going to live here in the next 3 months or whatever. You have that peace of mind. It is everything. I would not even lie. You are not constrained, no limitation. You are free. You could do anything at all. There will be no owner saying, no, you cannot have a pet in my house. You cannot have children in my house. Then, secondly, yes, for sure, you pay mortgage, right? Because some people might be like, there's some people that can afford to just pay the entire sum for their home, but for people like us that would have to still get mortgage from the bank, yes, you pay mortgage, right? But it's different from paying rent, You're paying into, we all know these things, you're investing into your own property. You're not enriching any landlord. I don't want to say that because very soon too, we will also want to rent out a home, So, you're not enriching anyone, you're investing into your own property. After a number of years, it becomes yours. See, because you look at it, okay, let's say every month you pay 800 euros for an apartment. in 1 year, that's about 9,600, right? So 9,600 in 10 years. Come on, you're going, and for, trust me, rent increases. Like you cannot pay a particular you cannot pay a particular fee the entire, I mean, forever. It would always increase, you know. So I mean, 9,600 in a year, in 10 years, that would be 96,000 euros. Like, you know, so I mean, it's you're investing into your own property. And in fact, there will even be an opportunity for you to just, you know what, pay the entire sum, and you know you're done with that part of your life. So the third benefit is that it is a good investment, like real estate. I think even anywhere in the world, but especially in Malta, that is a tourist attraction, that rent prices are always increasing daily. Like, you know, in a place like Malta, it is a serious investment. You know, at the time, okay, I'll give you a typical scenario. In 2019, like I mentioned, we purchased this particular property in 2019 February. I mean, that was after we had paid and all the deposit. At that time, it was the property. I don't know. I don't know. Should I say the property? How much we got? Well, it was a little less than 200k, 200,000 euros. I mean, right? So at that time, that was the cost. So we moved in. We bought it on plan, by the way. I would explain that as well in subsequent videos. So we moved in 2021, last year, November. At the time we are going to be moving in, because I mean, how it is in Malta, like most properties are like in apartments, like it's a block of apartments, so you have just one block. You have just one apartment or penthouse or maisonette, depending on which one you got. Okay, so there are a lot of other properties in that particular building. So at the time we moved in, the rate was like about 30% increase or even more. I think there was just one or two more apartments available in this block, and it had increased so high, and I'm like, what? Actually, like another apartment in in the block was around 400k. I kid you not. I mean, that was a higher floor than ours, but like same building, and it wasn't even available anymore. And even like other properties on plan on the same street, like just next to our own building, was 250k for a 3 bedroom, a smaller sized 3 bedroom flat. You know, so I mean, it is everything. I'll just show you a short clip of the apartment. We got this finished, by the way. So what that means is that internal doors, bathroom, electrical fittings, water, everything would be included, right? Sometimes you might see an advertisement that says it is finished, but they would indicate that it doesn't include bathrooms, it doesn't include flooring, it doesn't include internal doors, for example. But in this case, all of these were included. However, stuff like the vanity in the bathroom wasn't, so we had to get that at an extra charge. The gypsum ceiling as well in the bathrooms wasn't included. And we had to do that ourselves. At this point, they had not fixed the internal doors. Okay, so we had to get a few bathroom accessories ourselves as well, right? And then for the flooring, as you would see in the next clip, we had to, this was the flooring, this was the tiles, the kind of tiles they provided, right? But we now decided to place our own flooring on this, as you'll see in the next clip. Kitchen wasn't included at all. We had to get that installed ourselves. I don't think it's ever included, except if it's a property that is fully furnished, right? So there are no internal doors at this point. So the size of this property is about 225 square meter, 160 square meter internal and 65 square meter external, right? So this is the property. So here they had just installed the internal doors and the flooring that we wanted. I'm sure at this point we're like, yes, it's finally beginning to look habitable. But trust me, it took another 3 to 4 months before we eventually moved in. I mean, we're going through a very difficult phase at this point. Like it was almost as if we are going to lose the entire thing because we couldn't sign the contract. But I just thank God for coming through, and he also used our Pastor Yemi. Like he joined his faith with us, he prayed with us, like I mean, and our mommy Bumi as well. And God just took control of the entire situation. So that's the
toilet outside, the guest toilet outside, and the washroom. Here we used to just keep stuff.
So I'll just recap again. First of all, you have peace of mind. Secondly, you are investing into your own property. You're not enriching anybody's pocket, right? And then thirdly, it's a great investment. It is an awesome investment. Okay. So I hope this video has convinced you and not confused you that yes, you can buy a property in Malta. That sounds like a debate. Okay, so I mean that's just all about that's just what I would like to talk about in this video. Like I said, there will be a lot more videos to come. So this particular channel is just everyday living, basically, not just necessarily okay to benefit those who are looking to move to Malta, those who live here as well, and just we'll all learn and grow together. Okay, so thank you so much for watching.